Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in Colombo. And we are running Angelo Iachino as our commander. We are running Scharnhorst and Andrew Cunningham as our inspirations. We got Flammable Cannoneer, Gyrating Drill Bits, Marksmanship, Reaching Out XXL, and Testudo as our skills. For our build, we're running Aiming Systems Mod 1, Steering Gears Mod 2, Concealment System Mod, and we are running the Main Battery Mod 3, the epic version, to get a little bit faster reload time for every 30,000 damage we do. Alright, so with that being said, let's get to the gameplay. Alrighty, so we're going to be on Hotspot, and we have another chance encounter with a friend from a long time. Mims. Mims is somebody I haven't seen on the channel for a long friggin' time. And it just so happened we run into each other. And the only reason I noticed that we ran into each other is I just happened to have my game chat on and I seen his name pop up and I'm like, oh, Mims. Huh. That name sounds familiar. And so just so happens he's also into Katsanas, which kind of works perfectly to help counter enemy DDs. So we're going to try to support one another as best we can. But we're going to start out by seeing what exactly we're up against. Now, this match, you may be looking and be like, well, it could go either way. This seems like a pretty good match for a Colombo. And it truly is a great match for a Colombo. The only thing that I really have to worry about is a destroyer, and if I can stay somewhat close to Mims, or Mims can stay somewhat close to me in his Katsanas, then the destroyers become less of an issue. It's kind of the perfect little situation that we stumbled upon, and so we're gonna be a little bit aggressive early on. We're gonna try to think about pushing up into the middle, and you're gonna see quickly that this doesn't quite work out the way I'd hoped. But we have a beautiful look at a broadside main. He can't really turn out because he's gonna crash into the island, so we know that we can get a good hit here. So we just aim waterline and hope for the best. Now the Henri does get himself spotted, but he is kiting away, so that's perfect. I don't have to worry about necessarily dealing with him. But we get a beautiful first shot out, 15k damage. We turn into bow tank to make sure we mitigate as much damage as possible. The main actually scores a pretty solid amount of damage there, but I'm still spotted, and it's not those guys, meaning there's a destroyer here. And since Mims dropped his torps and turned away, we have no choice but to get out of the way. So we're going to go ahead and make our turn out. We're going to use our smoke screen to try to protect us from return fire from the enemy main. We get another beautiful hit on the main. And these get out of jail free cards, these are the things that you can use at your advantage in Italian battleships to really get some good stuff. And you can use them in this way, where you kind of just turn away and fire your guns and use the smoke firing penalty if you know that there's nobody within it. But then there's also the ambush strategy, and you can see the enemy destroyer is at 12 kilometers away at this point. So I go ahead and start moving back in, and I get a huge double citadel hit on the main. He's lost all of his health. This man is not having a good time, and that's when the torpedoes get spotted. I'm like, wait, there is no way that these have range to hit me, right? Holy crap. It didn't get much closer than that, folks. That would have been bad. We would have almost certainly taken a double flood and probably died there. Just due to that one torp strike that was so perfectly placed. That was too close for comfort, but we take a shot at the small end because you see a destroyer, you shoot a destroyer, right? Especially when that said destroyer about took you out. But as the destroyer was kiting away, and Mims has kind of gotten himself into a situation where people are shooting at him, I decide that we have people on this outside. I'm going to go ahead and put myself in a position to try to push the middle on these guys, right? We are going to get spotted just for a second, and I'm actually going to make the wrong call here. I thought there was another destroyer here in the middle, but Mims, having a twist and track or perceptive, points out that there's nobody there. The closest thing to him is the other cruisers in Bravo. So at this point, the Hayate on my right gets spotted, and that tells me exactly who was spotting me. And we're going to go behind the island and be able to drop spot. Now, Vallejo takes a shot at me over here. We're going to go ahead and turn the guns to get ready to shoot him because broadside cruiser, yes please. But he does get a good solid hit on us. Unfortunately, he does go dark. You can see I am kind of looking back over my shoulder. I'm just kind of looking for anything that we can potentially... Oh my god, yes please. Now, he is kiting away slightly here, but I expect he's going to turn back in, because he is kind of broadside to my teammates over there. But notice how my teammates in that left corner aren't moving. They are just kind of sitting there. But we get a shot out over the island. We get another Citadel on the Vallejo. And it's at this point that we have the Smalland versus our Kitsanas and a Giuseppe here to help him. So I'm about to come around the corner. We don't have a smoke ready, unfortunately. I would have loved to have had a smoke screen ready for this. But we're talking to Mims right now, and I'm asking him a simple question. I'm like, do I need to shoot the Smalland, or are you good and I can shoot the battleship? Because I've got a beautiful look at this battleship right now. He says he's pretty sure that he can kill the Smalland. The Smalland's about to beach, so instead we go ahead and go for the big hit on the Giuseppe. And again, you got to remember this thing has pretty solid pin angles, and we are going to crunch that man's broadside. Now, we do end up smacking Mims here. This is kind of a good thing for Mims because, A, it helps kind of keep some of the fire off of him for the moment because it changes what he was doing, so anybody that was maybe shooting at him can't. But you can see there is quite a bit of fire going to Mims right now from the Giuseppe as well. Giuseppe knows that he probably should target the destroyer in this situation and can't really blame him for it. But as we push forward, we go ahead and use our smoke screen. That's going to help Mims as well as we push in. He can stay behind the smoke and be pretty hidden, at least mitigate any more damage. Now, as the Giuseppe is making the right maneuver of backing up, I wanted to go for the big hit here, but he's countering that. So what we're going to do instead is, instead of going for the Giuseppe here, we're actually going to put ourselves in position to use our smoke screen to ambush the cruiser on our left, which we knew was the Henri from earlier. That's our goal. But you'll see why this is such a big deal in a moment. But as we push out, this guy's pretty well angled. I could shoot a superstructure here, but there's no real reason to. And at this point, Mims is pretty hidden from him as well. Should be able to be outside of detection range. And as we push in, we go to have our guns ready. We do get spotted here. He is going to take a shot at us, and unfortunately, just as we're about to pull the trigger and send this man to Shadow Realm, he hits and destroys or knocks out one of our turrets, and there just happens to be a Yamato hiding over there too. And if we had that extra turret, this Henri would be dead right now. But of course, in true Spartan fashion, we got to leave him with just enough to continue being a problem. Fortunately, he is in range of our secondaries, so they're going to be able to keep punching him in the face. And we are protected from the right side with the island, so as long as we can slow down and stop, and unfortunately the main behind us ends up yoinking our kill. But we are trying to stop here. You can see I'm in full reverse. I'm trying to stop. I'm a double fire. I'm going to have to put that out, and it's at this point we dodged the torpedoes easily. Again, people tend to launch on the white line, so we had to stop there anyway. But you can see Giuseppe is coming around the corner. He is angled still. We aim high, trying to get as many shots on target as possible. We do manage to slap a superstructure. He gets a couple of hits on us. We're going to reverse here because we don't want to have the Yamato there as well. Again, knowing when to push and knowing when to be aggressive and when to fall back and be a little bit more passive is a skill set that you have to develop as you get better at the game, right? And I know I play super aggressive most of the time. We are going to get one more shot here over the island into the superstructure area of that Giuseppe. We get a couple of hits for a couple of thousand damage, and we're going to reload. We're using our heal. We got 2 more heals to go, and we know that Yamato is just sitting there broadside. So I am really wanting. I told him, I was like, I want to kill this Yamato. I know I can kill him. Look at how broadside he is. Like, this is guaranteed kill, right? You can't shoot 16 Italian, like, high-velocity guns at a broadside of a Yamato at this range and somehow not kill him when he's only got a third of his, or a quarter of his hit points. So I knew I'm killing him here. I just got to make sure that I give myself enough room to get around the island. You can see we are looking over the edge of the island with the rear turrets, so we are going to go ahead and give ourselves a little bit extra time and fire over the island. You can see 3 of our guns make it, 1 of them does not, and we managed to take him down, giving us another 2 citadels, taking us up to 9 citadels for this lobby. That is absurd, man. To get 9 citadels in a battleship is crazy. That is absolutely nutty. But we're not done yet, right? We still got a Giuseppe out here, so I want to see if I can hit double digits. And we do have our smoke screen back now, so we're going to go ahead and utilize that. He's got a wall of skill heading into his direction, but unfortunately, he's just outside of the range of those torpedoes. But he's also decided to start pushing forward. Now, as he comes in range, our secondaries are going to start going off. We will have the secondary booster coming up as well. And remember, we're an accuracy build. We are not a secondary build, right? So they're not the most accurate secondaries right now. But secondaries are secondaries. They're SAP. They're going to get us some good damage. Maybe even take us over that 200,000 damage mark. And then we take a shot into the superstructure here. And that definitely takes us over the 200,000 mark. And at this point, Giuseppe has to make a decision. He's got a battleship in front of him. He's got me flanking out wide. He's got to make the decision what he wants to do. Now, I go ahead and turn away to make sure that I don't take catastrophic damage here. I can, worst case scenario, use just the rear turrets. We do have 2 guns over the rear. Of course, I say that. He hits me, knocks out 1 turret, destroys another. Like, what are the odds? Like, this man knocks out turrets so often, it's crazy. But we do pick up another Citadel, picking up a double digits Citadel game in a battleship with 218,000 damage done. And Mims is going to grab the cap over here as well. And that gives us all of the caps, and there's only, you know, a few seconds left in this match because the game is almost over on points. But this was a lot of fun. Shout out to Mims for just happening to bump into you and having a good time. Again, we were talking the entire time, basically, from start to finish, and just kind of felt good, you know? But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Did you guys enjoy this or not? Because this was a fun one. 218,000, 3K base, top of the leaderboard. Henri gets a shout out for having a high cal as well. And then, of course, Mims may not have ended up with the most damage in the world, but it was absolutely crucial during that match, helping get rid of the Smalland and helping capture the base there. So shout out to him. So let me know what you guys think, and if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.